I just realized I don't have my glasses on. No wonder I can't see anything while I'm driving.
Hi.
I have no cravings. I have no cravings at all.
And the legacy that you leave behind is what you did with your time and how that potentially ripples, you know, through other generations. Do you call it head of broccoli? I don't know. Meal prep. Somebody just launched like a whole salad.
Got my two oldest in here helping me. It's not going well! Good morning. It is day 27 to 75 hard, and man, it felt good to sleep in. Those 13 minutes. Because normally by the time I get my camera and everything, it says 5:01. It's another day. Let's do it. I begin every day by reading my Bible, reading my 10 pages, journaling, and then spending a little bit of time in Duolingo. I have decided that since it is Saturday, we don't have to be back at the church until 9 a.m. this morning for the second half of the marriage conference, and I've got a little extra time. Just for a change of scenery, I'm going to drive down to the park today and do a walk. Today will be an active rest day, just getting a walk in. Honestly, doing the weighted vest walks and the runs and the lifting, by the time the weekend rolls around, like I'm ready to just kind of slow the pace down a little bit, you know. My body feels it. So today's not going to be real hard or anything. Probably just going to be a walk here in the park. And then we'll see how the afternoon goes. If the family wants to get out and do a walk or something with me, then we may do that. But just going to be an active rest day. I just realized I don't have my glasses on. No wonder I can't see anything while I'm driving.
So it's occurring to me, as I feel a little bit of mist falling, that I probably should have checked the weather. That is one of the things that I am very bad about. My wife is a big weather checker, so I often rely on her to tell me whenever the weather's bad. I mean, not so much. I tend to find out the hard way. Yeah. Well, let's see if we get rained on. Oh, and just in case it's not clear, it's not an issue of getting rained on. 75 hard, you know? But it would have affected what I chose to wear. I wouldn't have worn my brand new shoes. I would have probably worn my little rain jacket. So, oh well, too late now. You know, yesterday I spent some time actually reaching out to some companies that create functional trainers. I would really like to get a functional trainer, especially one of those ones with the combo with the Smith bar that I could have in my home gym and really be able to, you know, get serious about my weight training and everything. Anyway, they're quite expensive, you know, thousands of dollars. And I spent some time reaching out to some companies, just seeing like, hey, I'm kind of on this journey. I'm really trying to transform myself, transform my life. I'm documenting all of it. Would anybody by chance be interested in partnering with me on it? Where their equipment would be featured prominently, you know, throughout the journey. And it's such a long shot. I mean, at this point right now, as I'm making this video, I have 176 subscribers, y'all. Most of my videos don't even get like triple-digit views. But as I was thinking about it, it's just like, yeah, it's like such a long shot. It probably won't happen. But what if it does? You know, what if it does? All because I took a risk and I was willing to ask. And that's something that I do realize about myself, that if there's something I'm proud of myself for, it's that I've always been that way. I've never let potential for rejection dissuade me. I've actually never been qualified for any of the jobs I've been hired for. Now, I've grown into every job and you know, had great success in everything I've done. But at the front end of it, the jobs that I was applying for, I didn't qualify for it. And literally I had to take chances on myself, and I had to be so bold to go to hiring managers and be like, this is who I am, this is what I'm about. Just give me an opportunity, I won't let you down. And that's how I've landed where I've landed now, and I have a great career. I'm, you know, experiencing a lot of success and everything, and it's all because I didn't just say, that's not gonna happen, you know? That's not gonna happen for me. I took a chance on it. So, who knows? Maybe somebody out there sees this video and they say, you know what, we believe in what this guy's doing. We wanna help him get there. And in turn, you know, they would get some exposure as well. So, we'll see. If not, I may end up just buying one. So many deer out there. Hi. Little buck. So I don't know how far down this little trail we'll be able to walk. It can get pretty sloppy. I definitely don't want to get my new beautiful shoes all muddy. But this is one of my favorite trails to walk on. It's just like a natural nature trail. Oh, well, I just hit the end of the road. Guess I'm turning around. We'll come back here though. We'll come back here whenever it's drier. Love to show you all this trail. Y'all, I can't even like walk around this part of town without just being flooded with memories. Back in that direction, there used to be what was called Riverside Convention Center, and they turned it into a nightclub for, I don't know, a couple years or so. And there was a period of time where every weekend there would be full-blown riots out there, where multiple kind of warring gangs would come out and they just end up breaking out into this massive brawl. And at least 2 weekends I was working night shift for those riots, and I'm not exaggerating, they were riots for those riots where you're out there and you're so outnumbered. There's just so many more people than there are police officers, and you're literally calling for everyone, just anybody who's listening, you know, game wardens, DPS, sheriff's office, anybody with a badge and gun, get out here and help us because we're overwhelmed. So many memories. That's just one. That's just one. I've got some crazy ones right here in this area of town. So out there beyond that house right there and beyond those trees, that's where my sweet little grandma and my aunt are buried. You know, I don't know about y'all, but whenever I walk by and I look at cemeteries like that or graveyards, I'm always reminded of how, like, what did those people do with their life? What impact did they leave on the world? Because at the end of the day, that's where we all end up, you know? And the legacy that you leave behind is what you did with your time and how that potentially ripples, you know, through other generations. So like, as I think about my grandma, I wouldn't be who I am today without my grandma. There's a lot of people I wouldn't be who I am today, but my grandma, I absolutely wouldn't be who I am today. So yeah, she's gone. Her time's over. She drew all the breaths she was gonna have. She had every heartbeat she was gonna have. But her legacy and the impact that she had lives on through me, lives on through her kids, it lives on through her other grandkids, because all of us who knew her were impacted by her. And so for me, you know, it just brings me back to, like, everything I'm trying to do by being as open as I am, by sharing my story, by letting people follow me through as I take on hard journeys like this, because I hope in the midst of all the stuff, the workouts, what I'm eating, that there's something more tangible there. There's something that inspires people. There's a light that shines through and gives people hope that I've been in really bad places, but I'm not in those bad places anymore. And if you're in a bad place, you don't have to be in that bad place anymore. There's a way out, there's hope, there's light. So I hope that for the breaths that I'm giving, for the heartbeats that I have left, I make an impact. But when my time is done and I find my place in one of those plots, I just hope my kids, I just hope the life that I've lived and the influence I've had on my children is something that they internalize and they become the kind of people that just want to lead a life of impact, a life that touches other people, inspires other people, despite their failures, despite their challenges, despite whatever they face. Always live a life pleasing to God, and they'll leave their own legacy. That's what it's about. You know, you guys, sometimes you come out here and you just win big. You just score. Check this out. Free head of lettuce. Come on. What y'all know? Or is that cabbage? You guys, it just keeps getting better. That's a full head of broccoli. Huh? Do you call it head of broccoli? I don't know. Meal prep. Somebody just launched like a whole salad out their window while they were driving. A little brown. I'll pass that one up. All right, guys, there it is. 2.59 miles, 53 minutes walking 302 active calories, 419 calories. I mean, obviously didn't push it or anything like that. It was a very simple walk. The thing is though, even on these rest days, one thing that I was thinking about was like, what's one of the primary drivers behind 75 hard? It's mental strength, it's mental toughness. And you really can't have mental strength and mental toughness without good mental health. Honestly, trust me, I know. And for me, just being able to get out here, and it's almost kind of like a walking meditation, you know. I spend time in prayer, spend time thinking, I spend time reflecting, and now just verbalizing, being able to verbalize kind of what's inside of me and get that out. Even if I'm not like pushing it super hard for the exercise because it's, you know, an active rest day, I'm still doing something really, really good for myself. And it makes a huge impact. So if you choose to take this challenge on those active rest days where you feel like, oh, I'm really not doing anything, just remember you are. You are doing something. Your mental health and exercising your mental health and being able to process your emotions and your thoughts and just getting out and breathing in fresh air, it's doing more than you may think. All right, y'all, it's time for me to get back to the house because I have some homework that I'm supposed to do from the marriage conference last night before we go back today. So it's about 7:40 now. So I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna get my first cup of black coffee in, start to get caffeinated a little bit, and sit down and do my homework where I'm supposed to answer some questions and everything, and we're supposed to each one of us, my wife and I, are both supposed to pick 10 different date night ideas, and then every other week alternate, and we have to choose from the other person's list so that we're always doing things you know, each other enjoys and likes. So I have that homework I've got to get done. So I'll go home and knock that out, get that done, get cleaned up, get dressed, and then be on our way to the church. Oh my gosh, this road, if it looks bad on camera, I don't know, because of this gimbal, it is every bit as bad as it looks if I'm bouncing all over the place. But yeah, so that's what we'll do. And then we'll get to the marriage conference and we'll be there till probably about noon or so. And then I don't know what the rest of the day holds. We'll figure it out.
All right, folks, it's about 8:50. I'm sitting in my truck. I got my homework done. I'm all cleaned up, and if this doesn't speak marriage webinar, I'm sitting here waiting for my wife to be done so we can go. I'm one of those people that I like to be everywhere early. She's not. So yeah, I love her though. Wouldn't trade her, even if we're late everywhere. Look at this monstrous pork chop, green beans. Okay, here's just a quick update to catch everybody up. It's about 2 p.m. now. We've been at the marriage conference most of the morning, and then after the marriage conference, I put in that little video of what we ended up eating for lunch. There was a fundraiser. I have no idea how big that pork chop was. I'll have to guesstimate it. It was probably about 8 ounces, I would say, somewhere around there. I only had the pork chop and the green beans. It's okay because today I'm trying to have a higher calorie day. But we ended up, after the marriage conference, some of our best friends, we got those meals from the fundraiser and we just sat and we talked for a good while. So now we are going to head out. My wife and I are going to head out. We got to drop the boy off at grandma's house, and then we're going to head out and we're going to go for a walk. And that's going to be my second workout for the day. I'm not going to film any of that though. So today may be a shorter video, and the reason is just like, you know, our time together at the church, the time that we're going to spend together now, coming out of the marriage conference, we just feel like we need to go have some one-on-one time together. And I never, as much as I want to document every part of this, I never want it to be in any way exploitative of my relationships, the people closest to me, or anything like that. So as much as I would love to show y'all the interactions I have with our friends, the time I'm spending with my wife, I feel like those are private moments that are very valuable to us, and I'm just not going to show that stuff. So for right now, we're going to take a little time, and I'm not going to capture any of this on video, but I'll check in with you once we're done with our walk. Okay, so we're down here at the park that we walked at last weekend. My wife gave me permission to video. She actually brought it up. She gave me permission to video a little bit here just to show the difference in the water level. So when we were here last weekend, where I'm standing, about where I'm standing right now was actually underwater. You can't really tell how deep this is, but that's probably a good, I don't know, 25-foot drop right here just off this little green embankment down to where that mud area is, and then probably another 25-foot down to the river. So massive difference. Go for it. Skip it, babe.
Oh.
That was the worst skip I've ever seen in my whole life. What the heck?
Because you're videoing.
Y'all want to see a real skip? All right, let me find a rock.
All right.
Ready?
Let's see it.
Got to show you how skipping's done. Here we go. You ready?
Ooh.
That was at least like a solid, what, 5 or 6?
I don't know. I'm very loud.
So, for perspective again, if you watch that previous video when we were out here at the park, I don't remember exactly which video it was. I'll try to link it. But here's the bench, and that water had literally come all the way up here. Now, again, I don't think that the camera does it justice, just how deep this grade is here. This is probably every bit of, I don't know, down to the river, 100 feet at least, I would say. So, I mean, it's just a huge, massive difference here. And over in this direction, the sidewalk was completely underwater over here. Like right up where that lady is starting to walk right here. That was completely underwater. So, massive difference from when we were last here. Okay, y'all, it's about 4 o'clock. We ended up walking 4.79 miles. You can see we walked for an hour and 38 minutes. 569 active calories, 778 calories. We weren't like huffing and puffing or anything, but I've got 19,397 steps at this point. How many steps you have?
For the day?
Yeah.
19,924.
19,924. So yeah, right behind me. You also did a run this morning though too, right? Oh, she did a walk. Yeah, so she actually did let me film a little bit out there, so I hope you enjoyed the footage of the park. Like I said, I can't remember what video we were last here at, but I'll try to either link that above or link that below. So if you want to see that comparison, if you missed that video, it's a massive difference from how the floodwater was. So yeah, with that, it's already 4 o'clock. We're gonna head home and go make sure the kids are still alive, I guess. All right, getting in some additional calories with 3 Quaker caramel cakes, unsalted peanut butter, which is just smashed peanuts, and sugar-free dark chocolate chips. Okay, it is about 7 o'clock. I was trying to just relax and enjoy the evening, and my mind was just continually on all the stuff that I need to get done around here. Like I need to take my treadmill apart, replace the belt, do all that stuff. I've got a really nice new dry erase board that I've been needing to hang now for a couple weeks. But there's some stuff that I need in order to be able to enable me to do that stuff. So I need a couple tools for my treadmill, and then I need to make sure that the hanging hardware for the dry erase board is sufficient. So I'm going to open that thing up, check that out, and then I'm going to go to Home Depot. I'm going to get what I need so that I have no more excuses, and maybe I can either get this stuff done. I don't know that I'll get it done tonight, but hopefully I can at least get it done tomorrow. So that's the plan. Driving my daughter's little Mercedes. Yes, I bought my daughter a Mercedes. Such a cool little car. Okay, quick update. Decided to try to hang my dry erase board. Got my two oldest in here helping me. It's not going well!
It ain't our fault.
No, it's not their fault at all. Just in general, nothing's really worked out. So where I want to put the dry erase board, I immediately hit studs, which, you know, is not normally a problem if you weren't trying to put in a drywall anchor. And yeah, and I've got this weirdly placed light here that's not ideal. Oh well, we're gonna make it work though. So I've got my team with me, so. So one tiny little note about me that my kids may agree with.
I was literally about to say
What
it too.
did you just whisper, Brighton?
Perfectionist.
I'm a bit of a perfectionist.
You're an extreme perfectionist.
And okay, my daughter's saying I'm an extreme perfectionist. Yeah, I am. But that's something I'm trying to, you know, be okay with. It's like when things aren't perfect. It's just really hard for me when things aren't perfect because of me. Because then I just tend to like look at it forever and dwell on it and remember how crappy I was. Okay. Am I on it, Bri?
Yeah. Oh, you should have put all of them in while I was sitting down.
You gotta put it closer to the wall.
Wait, you're kind of crooked.
Push it to the right a little bit, Grant. Okay, all right, that one started. Okay, you can really. Hold on.
You sure want me to pull?
Here's a little crooked, but I think spin it around. Let's see. I think it's straight though. Compared to the couch, yeah, the light placement bothers me, but I think it's straight. Okay, I don't know how well that's going to show up for you. I can't really get back any further here. But this is it. And let me turn on this big light. I did write some stuff on it. So this left-hand side over here, this will be for all of my work-related goals and everything. These are my personal goals here. Each one of these numbers or words means something very personal to me. So 180 pounds is my goal weight. 100K YouTube subscribers is what I'm aiming for. I want to complete the Spartan Beast. It's one of the only Spartans I haven't completed. I want to run a sub 4-hour marathon. And I want to run 50 miles. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to those goals or to achieve those goals. But here's the thing. I've always been a huge, like, dry erase board guy. Whenever I worked in offices before I started working at home, I always had a dry erase board that I could write everything on, kind of what I was working on, what my goals were. And it helped me so much because as I'm sitting over here at my desk every single day, I'm going to look over at this board and I'm going to see those things as well as the things that I've got to work on. And it helps just keep me focused, and it just instills in me that, like, this is what I'm really driving towards. I've learned about myself, and I used to be kind of ashamed of it, thinking that it was vain, that I am achievement driven. It's just something that motivates me. I like to, whenever I do something, I like to have something to show for it at the end of it. So something as simple as when I achieve one of those goals, being able to check it off and say, like, I did that is huge for me. It's a real motivator for me. And you can see over here, like, This is all from my law enforcement career and when I won karaoke on the cruise. But all the things I did from my law enforcement career, I have all these kind of achievements and everything. And then you always see my badge just sitting in the back and plaques and everything. And then if I come over here, you see I have all of my medals and everything. And like I say, I used to be really ashamed and think like, how vain that you care about that stuff. But for me, it's just, it signifies what I did, and it's a reminder, and I can look at it and I can say, you did that. What else are you capable of? What else can you do? And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Some of us, that's what we're motivated by. That's what, it really helps us along the way. And I just learned that's part of how I'm created and how I'm made. So I've been so looking forward to actually having this dry erase board now. And it's all hung and everything. I think I'm just going to remove that light because I hate it where it's at. But yeah, it's really going to do a lot for me mentally. These goals may change over time, but for right now, this is what I'm after. And there'll be some more. I'm not done. Okay, guys, it's actually 9 o'clock at night. This may not look, like the prettiest, but this is 2 cups of white rice, 8 ounces of lean ground beef. I'm just going to scarf it down just to get more calories in. I am giving myself a much later fasting window tonight, and normally I wouldn't start fasting this late, right? But like I said, I am giving myself a much later fasting window, and I'll also be doing that for tomorrow as well. All right, folks, it's about 9:45. Let's go ahead and wrap up the day. Calorie count. Oh, what is happening here? There we go. Came in at 1,415 move calories, 161 exercise minutes, 21,600 steps. There's my 2 workouts. So the morning walk and then the long walk with my wife that I didn't document a whole lot of, but there's the proof of it right there. That's why I showed this stuff, because I want you to be able to see that I did this, even if I didn't capture it on camera. Let's jump out to MyFitnessPal and take a look at the nutrition. So again, today I was purposefully trying to take in more calories than I have been. I do that every 2 weeks just so that my body doesn't freak out like, hey, you're not giving me enough calories, you're fasting too long. So today I actually ended up pretty good. I ended up at 2,172 calories. I had to estimate around that pork chop that I had earlier, like I explained. I did 7.5 ounces. I think that's probably pretty close. Then the green beans. Calories in the green beans may have been a little bit high. I don't know what they put in those. Probably butter and stuff like that. Again, today is one of those days I don't really care because I was trying to go higher in my calories. Those 3 rice cakes there, those really helped me a lot. There's a lot of calories in that. So that was good. And then, like I say, I ate 2 cups of white rice for dinner along with the cooked lean ground beef, and there was a small salad with that as well. So again, end of the day, 2,100 calories. Tomorrow, I'll also try to have a little higher calorie day as well. Not super crazy though, but something different than the norm. Let's go out and let's look at the fast. Again, I'm fasting 16 hours. I started real late tonight, 9:15, so that means tomorrow I can eat at 1:15, which will be right around the time we get out of church. And tomorrow is the Super Bowl, and I'll be spending it with my friends, so that's all going to work out perfectly. Lastly, let's go out here to 75 hard. Day 27, I did my first workout. I did my second workout. I just took my progress picture. I read my 10 pages this morning. I just finished my second half gallon of water right there. I followed a diet, and again, no cheat meals, and for me, no social media because I don't drink alcohol, and I've maintained that. There it is. There's day 27, over and done. So let's talk for a second. Overall, the day, it was a really packed day. I know I wasn't able to capture, as much here for y'all, but that marriage conference was like 4 hours long. then the lunch that we had with our friends, then going out to the park, and you saw we walked for like an hour and 40 minutes or somewhere around there. Then whenever we got back, I just couldn't stand for these things to be done, so we got this done. My wife cooked, we ate. It's just been a really packed weekend day. Overall, how am I feeling? Um, I did more today than I like to do on the weekends, because on the weekend is where I like to try to kind of recover a little bit. So tomorrow I'm going to try to be much more intentional of just, having a real active rest day so that I can recover and go right back into the week strong, because I am feeling a little drained right now. Emotionally, mentally, everything. Let's just talk about social media. I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all, honestly. So I'm really good there. I'm really good there. And it's actually kind of exciting, because I used to love to go onto wrestling boards and stuff and just read all the news and everything. And now I kind of feel like I'm back in high school again when wrestling was at its peak. And I get to watch, and I don't know what's happening. I don't know any of the rumors. I don't know any of the, nothing, right? Unless one of my friends shares the news with me, and I've asked them, hey, don't tell me anything, because it's kind of exciting. I'm going in blind. And then in addition to that, like not being on social media, I'm not seeing everybody, and I'm not connected to everybody, and people don't know what's going on in my life. So like when people see me now, they genuinely seem to have more interest in me. And like, hey, what are you doing now? How you been? I miss seeing you and everything. And the same for me, because I'm not just scrolling through and kind of seeing what everybody's doing. So now whenever I actually see somebody, there's a much more intentional interaction there. And I really like that. I really like that a lot. Nutrition wise, I'm not struggling with nutrition at all. Genuinely, like breaking the sugar addiction, I think has been just the biggest thing. I have no cravings. I have no cravings at all. Matter of fact, I mean, I'm having a hard time. Like, I'm having to make myself eat. And I have, a lot of energy. Like I said, today I'm a little bit worn down and run down, but most days I have a ton of energy, right? And I did a lot today. So I'm really surprised at just how good I feel. And I'll be really interested to see what my results look like tomorrow. As y'all know, I get excited about Sundays, because on Sundays is when I get to go weigh in and kind of see like how this past week go for me. I know the work I put in. I know how disciplined I was. Is it going to show up on the scale and everything? I hope it does, but there's always times where it doesn't. So you never know when that's going to come around. So I'm excited for that. Other than that, like, I'm more than halfway through. I feel really good. I feel really good. And I'm really thankful that I've chosen to do this again. I needed it. This is definitely what I needed to kind of set me back on the right path. Give me something to drive for again. So I'm happy with it. All right. With that said, I'm signing off, going to bed. I'll see you all back here tomorrow for day 28 of 75 Hard.